Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video on Hypixel Skyblock. Now, if you're like me, you are really struggling with the Satan boss fight. And whenever you try it, it goes a little bit like this. But then our Bonzo mass work, as you can see there, and we can... okay, never mind. I'm not living this. What is this? Yeah, so basically you spawn in, you're all confident, and the terracotta kill you within literal seconds. And this is the problem that many players face. No matter how much money you spend into mages, into mage class, into all your classes, you just can't seem to destroy Satan. Well, today I'm going to be showing you guys what things to buy, what things not to buy, and how you can easily beat the Satan boss fight under Catacombs 20. As you can see here, if I go to my skills, as you can see, I'm just barely Catacombs 20. As you can see, very close to Catacombs 19, and I was able to do Satan easily with this setup when I was still Catacombs 19. Alright, so first of all, what sort of armor are you going to need to beat floor 6? Well, as you know, I'm a mage, so this is kind of a mage guide for floor 6. There's also a lot of berserker guides, but basically for floor 6, you're going to need 2 basic armor sets. That's right, 2. Basically, you're going to want your main set to be this right here. So what is this armor set? Well, this is of course the shadow goggles. Then in my Mage Mistakes 3 guide, I talked about this super heavy armor, right? But the thing that has changed are these 2 pieces. This is Necromancer Lord armor. So the boots are about 1.5 million and about like 2 million, 2.5 million maxed. And these leggings are about 8 million clean and then like 12 million maxed. So then that's going to be about 15 million for these 2 pieces. Then this is about 6 million around here. And of course the shadow goggles are really cheap. So you want to do the dungeon in this setup, because of course the shadow goggles can give you lots of damage, but terrible EHP. And then these 2 should be enough for you to survive the main dungeon. However, during the terracotta phase, you need to be as tanky as possible. So then when the terracotta phase rolls around, you want to put on your Necromancer Lord helmet. And I recommend reforging this to Giant for the most EHP possible. So you pretty much want the Necromancer Lord helmet. A Bonzo staff may work, but not really. You're pretty much going to want the Necromancer Lord helmet. And this exact one is pretty expensive. It's around 3 million because the Giant Reforge cost 1 million coins to apply by itself, which puts the whole cost of this armor at around like 20 million, 25 million, somewhere in the ballpark of that. But it's way better than the Dungeon Armor Tier 9 Perfect, because that'll be around 50 million coins, and worse than this armor set, so yeah. And of course for the chestplate, if you want to go overkill, then you can get a Dungeon Armor Tier 9 chestplate. I didn't go with that, I just went with the super heavy. But yeah, this is the set I use and I can tank it out. However, this is not all that you need to tank out the terracotta and the Satan boss fight. You also need one very important weapon. So, since Floor 6 release, the admins have really been cracking down on all possible cheese strategies for the floor. They do not want anybody cheating this floor and taking it really easily. They want this floor to be a massive challenge. So the Endstone Sword got patched, and the Ender Pearl strategy also got patched. So the last strategy is also the most difficult strategy, and it is the lifesteal strat. Basically, you just hit things with the sword, utilizing lifesteal, and it's very basic and very hard to pull off successfully. So for this, you're going to want one main weapon that works really well. And that is the Necromancer Sword. So the Necromancer Sword is actually a really good weapon. It gives really good stats, 675 damage and 400 strength, which is pretty bad in dungeons, but still not terrible. But it gives 300 extra defense, which is also really good, and it lets you raise souls and have your personal guardians to help you out, which is also a really useful thing. However, the biggest change that you want as a mage is to actually go with damage accessories. That's right, full damage optimized talismans are going to be the meta now for mage, because lifesteal only works based on how much melee damage you can do. And if you're not doing any melee damage, then what's the point? Lifesteal is not going to do anything, and you would have wasted 15 million coins on this sword. So as you can see, there are many changes to the meta to do floor 6. But how can you trust me? How can you take my word for it, right? I'm telling you guys to do such crazy things, breaking the meta, even breaking what I said in my past 3 Mage Mistakes guides. Well, now I'm gonna hop into a floor 6 dungeon and show you how OP this armor really is. Alrighty guys, so here we go. Satan says enough. We use the tank strategy. So then here we go. Alright, there we go. The Jolly Pink Giant, alright? So now let's see how overpowered this armor is against these massive giants. So we're just gonna use the Spirit Scepter against this. The role of the Necromancer Sword is now done. As you can see, we can just lifesteal this thing like crazy. And then here is a Golem. Here is a Woke Golem, and we're just beating up this thing. Look at this. We're able to survive against the Laser Guardian easily. There we go. So it looks like they're going that way. As you can see, we're pulling a lot of EHP right now. Let's just refresh that. 250,000 EHP. Like, what is that? That is ridiculous. But we're pulling it. Okay, here's some of the giants. As you can see, we're just fighting these guys, being absolutely savage. Oh, there we go. And here's Bigfoot. I'm just chasing Bigfoot, using the lifesteal to its fullest extent. I just survived one of his attacks right there. Wand of Restoration should fix that. As you can see, we just survived one of Bigfoot's massive stomps right there, which is really good. As you can see, that's another Bigfoot stomp. We just took that, and Bigfoot is now dead, and the other one is dead. And now it's time for Satan. As you can see, we're actually surviving this fight really well. We survived one of Bigfoot's stomps, and that really just one-shots most of the time. Alright. Clicking really fast here. And then there is Satan. Let's go. So this is gonna be a real show of how good we can be, how good this armor can really be. There we go. Hit it with the voodoo doll, and it's just flying. Look at this. It's just flying. We're just throwing so much at it. It can't even do anything. Look at that. And then we're gonna go in with the Necromancer Sword again for some more melee action. Look at this, we're pulling 8,000 health, and look at that, we just took that massive stomp like a champion. Look at that, we didn't even lose that much health from that massive stomp. It just shows how OP this is. Look at it. Another stomp, look at that, we didn't even take any damage. The invulnerability frames stopped us from taking any damage. And then we can just hit that with the... Oh my god, we almost died there. Wow. Okay, look at that. So you gotta still be careful, right? It's not an instant win guide. As you can see, S rank in floor 6, we were able to survive everything easily. Like, really easily, as you can see right there. Yeah. This armor is just absolutely broken. We were surviving the massive stomps from Satan, while our healer was not able to survive. This guy was not able to survive. Look at this. His armor is worth 60 million coins, and we beat him with 25 million coin armor. So yeah guys, sorry if that clip was a little bit chaotic, I'm sorry if the music was a little bit loud, but anyway, I hope you understood the main point of this video. This armor set is really good. These two pieces are easily better than their common counterparts, the tier 9 perfect armor, and of course the Necromancer Lord helmet is also insane. As you can see, we were using the strategy where we tanked out the terracotta, but if we wanted to, I could have also survived the terracotta easily. And for the giants, of course, we're barely taking any damage from the giants. We could survive Satan's massive stomp easily, while only losing like 4 hearts. And this is all when I am only, as you can see here, Catacombs 20, not even Catacombs 21, and as you can see, I'm just barely Catacombs 20. You could do it if you're Catacombs 19. You do not need Catacombs 30 for floor 6 dungeons. You just need to buy the correct gear and for the correct class. So remember that this is a mage class guide, and just as a recap, basically you want to have this armor right here. You want the 3/4 Necromancer Lord armor, and then either a tier 9 perfect chestplate or a legendary super heavy chestplate. And then you're going to want a Necromancer sword, and the reason for this is that you can spawn a helper, you can use the Raised Souls ability, and it's actually really insane as a weapon, and it gives you the extra defense bonus that'll make you survive long enough to beat floor 6. So during that dungeon run, I did not really die at all. As you can see, I came kind of close there for a second with the Laser Guardian, but if you just watch your health, if you use the Ornate Zombie Sword at the correct time, you will win floor 6 dungeons. Now just remember, this is not an instant win guide. This armor is a very high star. You do have to know what you're doing, and it's not cheap, right? You know, this is not a magical guide that can make you beat floor 6 for 1 mil at all. But I hope this video helps you a lot. If you bought this armor and if it helped you beat floor 6 dungeons, please comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!